Today is August the 23rd, and for the past 43 days we've been studying about end-time events. And today will be the conclusion of that study, and tomorrow we will begin a new study. We began our study with Antichrist making an agreement or a treaty with Israel and a bunch of other nations for 7 years. And in the middle of that 7 years, he goes in, stops the Jewish worship, sets himself up as God. Then for the next 3.5 years, there will be what we call the Great Tribulation. Down here on earth, things have been going on that have never been before, never will be again. In heaven, we studied that there would be the judgment seat of Christ and the marriage of the Lamb. And then at the end of that, Jesus will come back again to the earth to set up his kingdom and rule and reign on the earth for 1,000 years. After that, Satan will be cast in the lake of fire, and the great white throne judgment will take place, in which all the lost will be judged and cast in the lake of fire, and that'll be the end. And then we'll have a new earth and a new heaven. Now then, sometime between this exact moment right now and the time when Antichrist sets himself up as being God, Jesus is going to return for his saints in the air to receive us up to him. In the last chapter of Revelation, chapter 22, Jesus says some things. In verse 7, he says, "Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book." Then he also says in verse 12, "And behold, I come quickly." Says that again. "And my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be." So Jesus said he was coming quickly. That word quickly does not mean soon. It means in a hurry, fast. In the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 51, 52, it says, "Behold, I show you a mystery." It is that we shall not all sleep, otherwise we'll not all die, but we shall all be changed. All the saved people will be changed. Some will die, some will be alive when Jesus comes. That's what he's saying. Then he says, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. All right, his coming will be quickly, as he said in Revelation. It will be fast. It'll be in a moment. That word moment means something that can't be divided, the smallest amount. A twinkling of an eye. How quickly does it take to bat your eye? And we'll be out of here. We'll be gone. We'll go be with the Lord. And that's going to take place. Then he says, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, "For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible." And we shall be changed. Incorruptible means never to die again. Our bodies will live on perfectly forever. Then back in Revelation, the last chapter again, it says this, "And the Spirit and the bride," the Holy Spirit, "and the bride, the church, say, Come." Otherwise, come to Jesus. You're welcome to come and accept Jesus. Come. "And let him that heareth say, Come. And let him that is athirst come. And whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely." Now then, here's what he's saying. The Holy Spirit and the church was given the obligation to tell people about Jesus. Then he says anyone that hears has the opportunity to tell others about Jesus. Seeing we have now studied about these end-time events and know what's about to happen, shouldn't we be telling others about Jesus Christ? Shouldn't we be sharing how they can escape the Great Tribulation? Shouldn't we be sharing how they can go to heaven and spend eternity and not go into the lake of fire? Shouldn't we be telling people about Jesus? Of course we should. And let's do. That brings us to the end of our study of end time events. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will start something new in the morning. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day today.